You too. What's good? It's your boy Everything Water, and Water is everything my familiar. I got for you guys a very double special Prismatic Hunter build with the Radiance Dance Machine. I'm telling you, this build right here is insane. You're gonna be getting a lot of Radiant, you're gonna be freezing a lot of enemies, and you're gonna be getting a lot of Transcendence, man. If y'all like this video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. Just to keep y'all guys know, your boy got a little COVID. And your boy got two of his tooth pulled out, so if I sound a little weird in the video or whatever, my apologies. But yeah, let's get ready for this video. Alright, starting off with our exotic armor, we're going to be using the RDM Radiant Dance Machine. Now, the Radiant Dance Machine is a really good exotic, especially this DLC with the Prismatic Hunters, because you have different melees to use. And the best melee to use is the Stasis Shuriken now, because this is be able to freeze enemy, and it's the only one that comes with 2 melees instead of 1. And the Radiance Dance Machine is basically activating your dodge while their targets allow you to dodge additional times for a short period. Defeating targets extends the duration of the additional dodge. So basically, as long as you're dodging, you're gonna always have melee. Well, if you're dodging around enemies, you're gonna always have melee. You're gonna be able to freeze melee, and also being able to proc your aspect stylish executioner, which allows you to go invisible by either slowing, freezing, because those are debuffs, and when you slow or freeze enemies, which you're going to be doing with this Stasis Shuriken and the Radiance Dance Machine, you're going to constantly be invisible. So that's really cool to know. The RDM to me is so good with this season, because basically you have a built-in Assassin's Cowl with this, because you're going to be going invisible every time you throw your Stasis Shuriken, and it's going to be really neat for you and gaining health too, which is pretty cool. And then tie this up with your weapons that we're going to be talking about, your double special. This is perfect, and it's a really good exotic. Use this with Prismatic Hunters. You're going to have a lot of fun. But yeah, that's it for our exotic armor. Now let's get into our double specials and our exotic weapon. Now, starting off the double specials, we're going to be using the new Lost Signal. Now, this is a grenade launcher that is exactly like the Wither Horde, but instead it's just really stasis. It's not as strong as the Wither Horde, but it's really good too. It's another alternate. Instead of using an exotic armor, you can use the Lost Signal. Now, I do not have this upgraded, but the God Roll perks for me that you can have are auto loading holsters, because you're going to be, like I said, it's the double special build, so you're going to be going in and out of your other special we're going to talk about later, and this weapon, so that auto holster is going to come in pretty quick. And if you able to upgrade this, it's going to be a lot faster too, which is basically going to be making it as fast as the Wither Horde, which is pretty cool. And then we're also going to be using Vorpal weapon, increases damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians. This is really good, especially against bosses, because you can just spam this, run around, spam this, and then always have that you know, auto loading holster by switching between different specials. But yeah, this is a really good special weapon in the game, and if you want to run double special, I think this is one of the weapons to use. Now for my favorite special weapon in the game, we're gonna be using the Embedded Kindness. Now this weapon right here is my favorite weapon so far. I've probably used this the most. I got so many different Embedded Kindness. Now this is a rocket sidearm, and rocket sidearms right now are really good. And if you want to rock double specials, the perk you should have for me is Lead for Gold. Being able to pick up heavy ammo also gives you special ammo, so that's really good, but it doesn't go for the Lost Signal, only the Embedded Kindness, because only one with that perk, and that's all you need. If you do want to run double special, you always want to have one of the weapons to have Lead for Gold, so you're basically gonna have infinite ammo damn near, because it's gonna be a lot of heavy dropping, and you're also gonna be having your Special Finder utility belt perk too, that ability that allows you to use armor charges to get special ammo too, so that's another way to get it. Also, one of the best perks for this is the Volt Shot. Volt Shot is so good, and Volt Shot also procs Stylish Executioner too. So now you can literally just spam the Embedded Kindness, reload to proc Volt Shot, and go invisible too. So that's really cool that this weapon allows you to do that, because Volt Shot does jolt targets, so that's really cool. These two specials combined, the Lost Signal and the Embedded Kindness, really takes this build to the next level. It gives you more versatility, because before double specials was like probably not as good, but now I feel like it brings that back. With this build you can run double special. And now for our exotic weapon. Now for an exotic weapon, we're going to be using the Dragon's Breath. And this is really simple. I do not have the new exotic trace rifle yet. I'm going to get it soon. But yeah, Dragon's Breath, I don't really have to explain this too much. Still one of the best weapons in the game. Even though there's other weapons that have gotten really good, this is still the best weapon in the game. It does crowd control. It gives you a lot of super energy too, which is insane. It gives you a lot of super energy. And the Spread Scorch, which is another level that gives you light energy too. And it also procs your stylish executioner aspect. So that's really cool to know. Dragon's Breath, if you're not using it, use it. It's always a go-to. Crowd control, boss damage, super energy, whatever you need this weapon to do, it can do it. It does hit you though if you shoot the rocket too close. The ignitions will kill you, so be wary of that. But yeah, that's it for our exotic and our double special. Now let's get into the actual build. Let's get it. Now starting off with this build, we're going to be using the super silence as well. We're also going to be using Gambler's Dodge. You want to be able to have infinite Wither Blade, which we're going to be using with Radiant's Dance Machine. And for our grenade, we're going to be using Grapple. This is just more for mobility and gives you that good melee that it does too after you grapple, and also being able to make some tangles to hit other enemies. So that's pretty cool to do. But if you don't want to go grapple, Dustfield Grenade is the best. Anything else other than that is pointless. Now, obviously, going with the only aspects you should be using, that's mandatory stylish executioner and Winter Shroud. But again, I want to note that Winter Shroud does not proc. It only procs once. I don't know the timer, but it does not proc with RDM, because that'll be really broken, being able to freeze enemies just by dodging. That'll be stupid. But it doesn't proc. It only procs probably like 1 every 10 seconds. So keep that in mind too. Maybe even that. I'm not even 100% sure. I don't even know if there's a timer on it or not. Now going into our fragments, we're going to be using Facet of Courage, your Arc, Solar, or Void abilities. Deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuff. Darkness debuff is either going to be like slow, freeze, so we're going to be able to do that darkness debuff with our Wither Blade. Sorry. We're also going to be using Facet of Balance, rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. That's really cool too, because we're gonna have 2 different ways to be granting both, with the Lost Signal and the Embedded Kindness with Volt Shot. We're also gonna be using Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. So that's really cool. We're also going to be using Facet of Ruin. Increase the size damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or a frozen target. Increases the area effect of solar ignitions. This is really good because we're going to be freezing a lot of enemies with Witherblade melee, and we're going to with RDM. So the 2 of those was able to freeze enemies. So just spamming that, you're going to be able to do more damage. And then last but not least, we're going to be using Facet of Dawn. Power melee hits against targets to make you radiant. Power melee final blows make you and nearby allies radiant. This is really good because now we can proc radiant without using Knife Trick. With just Witherblade, you're able to proc radiant. So this is really a broken build. So now you got buff. You're able to buff your weapons at the same time while freezing enemies too. So that's really insane. And for our stats, I am tier 9 at mobility, max at resilience, and I'm going tier 9 in discipline. But if you really want to make this build go to the next level, tier 10 if you can, or max rank and then max for resilience, because you always want to make sure you're tanky and more resilience depending on the content, and then discipline and everything else fall for that. But yeah, that's it for this build, man. If you like this video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. It's your boy Everything Water, and water is everything, my familia. I'm out.